So the market is still going down. It looks like it might have settled for a little bit, but there's no guarantees here. My small account is still taking a beating. Let's get into the details of what happened today. So we're ending the day with $14,443 in net liquidation. We're down $240. We have the E-mini S&P 500 with the 30-20-10 strategy. We're down $331 on the day, $2,764 on the open. And I'll go into my call positions, which I closed. I'll show you how much money I made on those. And I may end up putting more calls on in the future, but they're going to be short term. Overall, the S&P 500 goes up over time. So putting calls on a long-term play there doesn't sound like a good move. Copper decided to change it back around. We are looking good on copper. It decided to settle back down toward the 80 MA. T-Flow, nothing to report there. Tesla continues to go down. We're at $453 in the red on the day, $2,468 since it's opened, and it looks like it closed here at $157.11. We'll go into that as well. So we can see here with my calls that I opened and closed within about a 24-hour period, I'm at $422.50 on the total premium return. Now, it cost me about $67 in commissions here. So we're looking at around $350 that I made within 24 hours selling these calls when the market was going down. So that gives me some premium in case I do have to take some losses, but it's not enough to break even, that's for sure. So I have to manage the put spreads that I have with my 30-20-10 strategy before they expire. So you can see here, I've got about 15 positions right here that are open, that are put spreads, and many of them are in the money. You can see right here, I'm in some pretty serious trouble right now. Thankfully, the one that's closing, thankfully the one that's ending in 3 days is out of the money, but it is very close. We can see it's a 50.90 put, and the stock price right now is at 50.99, and that can move very quickly. So my hope is in the next 3 days that the stock market at least goes up a little bit, and I can get out of that position, and I still have more coming up. We can see there's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It keeps going down. So I've got to be able to manage these positions even though they're in the money. And that could mean that I need to close the put spread position here and then turn it into a call spread and collect enough premium to offset that. So that's an option there. Widening my put spread, that's going to cost me more capital, but widening that put spread is also an option. You can see here I only have 4 theta right now and 263 delta. So I do have some opportunity to put some calls on. And so that might be what I end up doing, is doing a call. It doesn't cost me much on the buying power, if anything at all. Actually, it shows that I get a credit whenever I do a call at this point. So it kind of makes sense for me to do a call spread to make up my loss on the roll. That's probably going to be my move, is to turn these into calls. And then if the stock market ends up going up into my calls, then it's time to switch it back into a put. So I'm not exactly sure how that works. That's why I'm putting it on here, so that you can see it and see if it works or not. But it looks like I've got an opportunity to put some calls on, and that might be just what I do here if I can't let these expire. So Tesla has been very difficult to deal with right now. We hit a low of 153.75. It found support there and it went up, and we did make a good candle here. It is showing a very nice reversal candle, and I would hope so since we had such a wide gap here. So I'm expecting that the price will eventually push up, fill this gap here to some degree. So that's what I'm expecting in the short term here, is that we'll have a nice reversal here. It doesn't help my position. I opened my put spreads. I have a 175 put spread and a 180 put spread. And I opened that when the current price was around $200, and it's dropped since then, and it stayed down. I'm getting to the point with my put spreads where I'm not actually going to be collecting credit whenever I roll. So I have to make a decision on that. I still have time before I have to decide. I've got 24 days to expiration on the 180 put, and then I have 31 days till expiration on the 175 put. So I have a little bit, I've got a few days here to think about what I need to do there on the Tesla put spread, but it's not looking good right now. What I really need for the price to do is to go up so I don't realize any losses. So we can see here with copper, it did come back. It settled back down toward that 80 MA. What we need it to do is just stay in this range, maybe even break the 80 MA. Let's see a reversal down here to around 420. That's like the optimal place that I want the price to be in my strangle to get my profit faster. Right now it's doing fine. It has a high IVR though. We can see over here it went right back up to 100 on the IVR. We want to see that settle back down into the 80s, and that's also going to help me get my profit faster and close the position. But so far it's looking good. We had a good return there. It helped stabilize my account today when everything else was going down. So looking at the E-mini S&P 500, we can see we did have some turbulence here today. It didn't continue pushing down. We're starting to see this settle here where it's not making really big red candles anymore. We're starting to see some consolidation happen, and I'm hoping we'll continue to see that, but really there's nothing promising here. I mean, it's stepping down, right? And it's got to let the moving averages catch back up with it. So what you're ultimately going to see is the ADMA get close to it, and the price may come up a little bit, but it could just as well keep going down. Right now it's just taking a break, and so it could be a sign of a reversal, but don't get your hopes up. It could just be shelving off here and waiting for the next step down. It's not looking good. The best thing that I can do with my 30-20-10 strategy is to not get in the way of the market and try to collect premium. And so the idea behind that is to turn my puts into call spreads and continue to collect that premium. So there really is nothing good about my account right now. It's in some serious trouble right now. You know, if I don't manage my positions well enough in this situation, I could be facing some very serious losses that can affect my 50% return challenge. What I do in these next few weeks is going to determine what's going to happen at the end of the year. Am I going to have enough of a return? Am I going to be able to keep my losses small enough in order to maintain that 50% return? I'm a new options trader, and my goal is to get a 50% return by the end of this year. If you want to follow me along on that journey and maybe learn something with me as I grow or not grow, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button if you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you on the next video.